Shalom, shalom, shalom to all the beautiful people of Yahusha, native born and grafted in. It is yours truly and sincerely, Yahuah, Matif Yahu, signing on again to give you part 6 of Yahusha is Yahuah. And for all those of you who are tapping in and chiming in and watching still and are tuned in and are really getting something out of this and really learning and getting educated and edified and convicted. I just praying for all with petition, supplication, thanksgiving that all is well with you all that are agreeable and are in agreement. And for those of you who are new to this, but true to this, so to speak, right? All I can tell you is, study, research. You have to stay in that Palal closet. You have to stay Palal'd up, prayed up. You have to stay fasting and zooming. You have to stay reading the scriptures. You have to stay in the counsel of Yahuah. He doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but one of power and love and a sound mind. Self-control, equity, and most importantly, most of all, the fear of Yahuah. So, that's what I can tell you, advise you, for what it's worth. You don't have to take my input or my emphasis or my suggestion or my recommendation, but it's what I've been led to do by the Ruach HaKodesh, Yahuah, Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach, set apart and called that spirit. So, and that's what dwells inside of me, resides within me, in my system. So, I don't come on here to tell you guys a lie, tell you guys a fib, or lead you guys astray, and gals for that matter. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in obedience with what I've learned. I am in compliance. I am adhering to and complying with the Most High Abba Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach. So help me, so shall it be. Let it be so be it. And I just want to get the introductories going. So before we get started and begin, all praises, worship, honor, and esteem, exaltation, and worship be with Yahuah, Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach. There's been a lot of flack, about what I post and how I speak and how I talk. Look, listen, I don't come to no one's channel or out there in YouTubeville, in YouTube land. I don't come to no one's station or account or handle telling them how to speak, telling them how to talk, addressing their speech and everything. It's not up to me how another brother or sister approaches their faith, their amanah. We have to be ready in season and out of season to, be able to describe and explain why we believe what we believe. And so there was people, dropping dropping links and stuff and everything like this. So for any other Aki or Cuddy out there, beloved Yadid, in the Quadashim, in the Kadashim, in the Mishpachah, in the body of Mashiach, whether they be Yehudim or Yehudi, Nazarene, or may they native born or grafted in. I don't dibble and dabble and get into debates and democracy and making this a federal bureau. Like, this not that. We not the FBI, you know, we not the we not the police, we not these governmental systems that's broken in this economy, in this society. You know, if we need, you know, clarity and verification, we get that from on high. We get that from above. You're not gonna find that in any man, woman, or child. Okay? You're gonna have to go to the maker creator up above, high above us. So, you know, don't rain on my parade because you haven't turned loose and let go of the bondage that we were under, the slavery that we were under, the bamboozling, the tricking, the trickery, you know what I mean? The swindling, the deception, the Decepticons. You know, believing what man has stated or has said in these churches and in these temples and in these buildings, right? Or any place you go as a place of worship or service, right? Any of those places that you went to, just because we put the real true Hebrew name in place of the false pagan titles, the false pagan title names, don't do us no justice. That don't do no due diligence. That doesn't erase the fact. That doesn't delete that we still are stuck on stale, that we're stagnant and complacent and still sitting in the same spot, same position we was year over year, year after year. No. He says, come out of her, my people. That's exactly what Yahuah HaMashiach has said, huh? Come out of her, my people. Never has Yahusha spoken in a plural sense. They have never. It's always been singular. You will hear I, or he, or am. You never hear we, or ours, or us. You don't be hearing that. You don't hear him say they or them, referring to the two as separate entities or separate life forces. You know, I question what spiritual arc are some of you on, or what spiritual arc are some of you in, because if we're reading the word of truth and rightly dividing it as everyone else does, how are we getting ahead? How are we growing? How does that change anything for our development? You know, that doesn't really do anything. You know, that really doesn't establish 2 to 3 witnesses because he or she said it or him or her said it. That's facts and that makes it true. You're bringing stuff to me from a whole nother channel. I don't go wandering off and pondering on anybody else's channel like that. If I can relate and I can pitch in and it resonates with me, then yes. But a lot of times you're gonna see some self-righteous you're gonna see some self-righteous folks out there in YouTube land. And you're not gonna be telling them, you're not gonna be able to tell them nothing. But here it is on my station, on my handle, on my account. I'm giving people line by line. I'm giving people truth. I'm giving people facts. I'm giving people real deal Holyfield out here. And yet they still try to hit me with a dose of what they're not budging off of. Like, I'm not trying to force your hand. I'm not trying to make and push you to do nothing. I'm not trying to pull you over here where I'm at and say, hey, you gotta believe this. And hey, oh, you gotta be this way. And you gotta think this way. And you gotta... Those who get it, get it. Those who don't, don't. And those who won't, won't. That's as simple and plain as that. Like, that's clear as day. So I've never made mention and said, well, you gotta, this is how it is. You gotta, have hope and trust and confidence in what I said. Like, this is not me saying it. It's the Ruach HaKodesh inside, living inside of me, saying this, huh? Yeah, yes, right. So, and I've completely allowed Yahusha to utilize me, use me, lead me. So I don't have to get nobody's pat on the back or pat on the behind. Like I don't have to get that. When I receive, I've been receptive. I've been in the reception of what I'm asking and seeking and knocking for of Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach. And when he's enlightened me and awakened me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, I relay the message. That's it. Don't shoot the messenger. All right? Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, he says he's going to raise messengers and evangelists and prophets and all that up in the last day. So don't get your panties in a bunch because Aki Manuel said this, and this, and that. If you don't agree, you just don't agree. I'm not mad or upset or angry at that. Yahusha is dealing with us as he see fit, as necessary, as he deemed it so. He's dealing with us according to our knowledge and wisdom and understanding. So hold fast to what you got. If what you got in the word of truth is working for you, hey, kudos. By all means, keep at that. But I'm speaking to the ones that know what I know. And for those that don't know what I know, maybe they can get something from it. Maybe they can get something out of it. But again, take all of this, with a grain of salt, because we gotta be the salt of the earth, right? Just as Yahushua HaMashiach was and is, we gotta be as he was, walk as he walked, okay? Talk as he talked, live how he lived. He spoke to us, Yahusha did, in the third person. Like he spoke to us the way we're supposed to speak to him. He spoke to his people, his children, sons and daughters alike, as how we are to speak to Elohim, all, Yahuah, which he is, Yahushua HaMashiach, Messiah, Savior, Sovereign, King of Kings, Master of Masters, Prince of Peace, all the above, checking every block, every box, dotting every I, crossing every T, So, with all that being said, again, sorry, my apologies for the long intro, but sometimes it just gotta be said, okay? We're gonna get into this right here today, okay? Let me get my board out here. So we got. So last time I had a V up there in the pagan month February title, Hebrew wording, Hebrew term in the Abrit, in the Hebraic, Shabbat with a B, not a V. So Shalakia, I stand corrected. But it's Yom number 3, Pagan Day Wednesday, day 26. Yom 26, you see that down there? Let's see, yep, right there. And we got Kadash, month number 11. And there are 6 witnesses to bear witness to today. Everybody can take a peek, take a gander, screenshot, whatever have you, whatever you gotta do. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna put this here, and let's get to busting down and rightly dividing and dissecting, shall we? Okay. Here we go. So we're gonna start off in the prophets, and we're gonna go over to Isaiah, Yahusha. The chapter is 26, and the verse is number 21. And mind you, everyone that's saying, well, Yahuah didn't come down in the flesh. He didn't come down as a man. He didn't come to the earth. Yahuah never leaves the throne. We're about to read that he did. Right here today. Right here on this yom that he has made. Huh? Yes, indeedy. So let's go over to verse 21. It says, for look, Yahuah is coming out of his place. Where his place at? Yahuah is spirit, the invisible Ruach HaKodesh, the invisible spirit, right? And if he's going to come out of his place, which is the set apart of call, the secret space, the secret place. Just like your Palal closets and your prayer closets, for those of you out there that have them and go in there and be in them frequently. Okay? He says he's going to come out of his place. He says to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their crookedness. So guess when that's going to happen? like me, or like you, and like me, we're all waiting for Yahuah, Elohim, all Yahuah, Almighty, Yahusha HaMashiach, to crack that sky, right? Baruch are they that wait on Yahuah, right? It says he's going to come out of his place and punish the inhabitants of the earth for their crookedness. And guess what? That's going to happen in the great and dreadful day. In the great and faithful day of Yahusha HaMashiach. Yahusha is Yahuah. Right there again. Right there. And the earth shall disclose her blood and no longer cover her killed ones. He's coming out of his place. He's going to come off the throne. Now, if he comes off the throne as Ruach, as spirit, we wouldn't be able to see it. He would be too bright. He would be too shiny, too glimmering, too glistening to even see. And we would perish and fade away and pass away trying to view him. So if he's coming out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their wickedness, for their evilry, for their sins, for their iniquities, for the transgressions, for the wrongdoings, and for the shortcomings, guess who he's coming back in the form of? Yes. You said it. You guessed it. Yahusha. It's going to come back as he did the first time. First time he brought peace. Second time he bringing war. As the man, Yahusha. HaMashiach. We're going to stay put right here in Yashayahu and travel and mosey on down to chapter 64. And now, shall we? And verse number 1. Oh, that you would tear the heavens open. Come down. That mountains shall shake before you. I can't make this up. Now hold on. Hold on. Let me put my fingertip right there. Matter of fact, let me get my highlighter. I'm gonna highlight it just so everybody can see. Hold on. Give me one quick moment. One quick second. Let me get my highlighter. I usually highlight in yellow. But this time, for this specific verse and for this particular session, video, study lesson, I'm going to highlight it in green. Okay? I'm going to highlight it in green for all to take a look. Right there. I highlight that real good. Real good. So, let's put that over there. Now look. Let me put my finger there. Look. Y'all see that verse? Yes. Oh, that you would tear the heavens open and come down, that mountains shall shake before you. He gonna tear the heavens open. When that sky crack, clouds, sky, the mountain's gonna rumble. Now, kind of reminiscent of when Yahushua HaMashiach was on that tree, that timber, that stake, right? And he says, into your hands I commend my spirit. I command my spirit. And guess what happened? The mountain started to shake, huh? Yahusha is Yahuah. The mountain shaked and trembled, quivering. Fear and trembling. Yeah. Yahusha is Yahuah. How lovely. How beautiful. Yahuah. Indeed. Let's go over to Micah. Let's turn over to Micah. Shall we do that? Let's go and do that. Got Amos right here. Micah. Chapter 1. Verse number 3. It reads this. For look, Yahuah is coming out of his place. Now, just a while ago in Yashayahu, Isaiah, didn't we read the exact same thing? Let's see if it says the exact same thing. And he shall come down. Wow, it even says it twice. that he's coming down, that he's coming out. For look, Yahuah is coming out of his place, and he shall come down and shall tread on the high places of the earth. Diarats. Why don't we piggyback and just let's backtrack just a little tad bit. Just a little tad bit. Because that sounded very peculiar, very familiar. Oh, that you would tear the heavens open, come down, that the mountains shall shake before you. Then we have another. For look, Yahuah is coming out of his place, and he shall come down and shall tread. Y'all know what tread means? I'm gonna highlight this too. This is ooh. Oh. This is oh. Wowzers. Let's show you that on screen. Let's go for it. Wow. Tremendous. Tremendous it is. Now look. Look. There it is. I'll put it right in there. I highlighted it. So y'all can get a good whiff of that. So, Isaiah's Yeshayahu, chapter 64 and 1, and Micah, chapter 1 and verse 3, they're parallel and a foreshadow of one another. Of what was getting ready to happen, what was getting ready to take place, what was getting ready to transpire, and it's happening. It's gonna happen. It's happening sooner than we know. And everybody is gonna find out what I've been finding out, and what other brothers and sisters, Akis and Akudis, have been finding out, that there's only one of him in Ruah and in flesh. Flesh and Ruah. Man and Aluah. Yahusha is Yahuah. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. Come on, huh? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right on over to Psalm chapter 18. Psalm chapter 18 and verse 9 says this right here. And he bowed the heavens and came down. Simply put, it's easy to figure that out and put two and two together, everyone, everybody out there in YouTubeville, YouTube land, right? Right. I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna highlight it. Don't y'all worry. No need to be concerned. I'm gonna highlight this. Highlight that. Wow. If Yahuah HaMashiach did not want you all to see it, nobody is gonna be able to open their mouth. He gonna slap their tongue against their gums, and they're not gonna be able to speak. They're not even gonna be able to talk. Huh? They're not gonna be able to preach, give no sermon, give no nothing. If it wasn't meant for you all, if it wasn't prophecy and prophetic for his people, his children, his sons and daughters alike, my brothers and sisters, to find out who he is. Because if you've been trying to find out who he is, eventually he's going to unveil himself and reveal himself to you. And right here states that he came down. Right there there goes my bookmark. But right there in Psalm 18 and 9, down there in the green, family, You understand me? So we gotta wake up and smell the coffee, because we've been splitting him apart and splitting him up and Trinitarian this and three times over that and Trinity this, and he never said there was more than one of him. So he has to be Ruah, Yahuah, Yahusha. All are one. Togetherness, united, Yakad, Akkad. There is no Father without the Son, and there is no Son without the Father. You have to have the Son to get to the Father. So if you can't get to the Father without the Son, guess who the Son is? The very person he's telling you about. The very person he's speaking about. He says, I am that I am who I am. And even those that walked with him couldn't even figure him out. Didn't even know what he meant with some of the things that he said. So it behooves of us to get a stranglehold over our understanding, overstanding, and understanding. We gotta come out of the chokehold and the strongholds of the world. The world convinced us, tempted us, enticed us, persuaded us, and influenced us to believe that it was one and one. Don't you know that the scripture's been tampered with so much? They flimsying around with the word of truth. But understand this, the scriptures is always going to be Elohim breathe, Yahuah, all Yahuah, Almighty. Scriptures is always going to be Elohim breathe. And guess what? The word itself became flesh. And guess what? If it's Elohim breathe and the word of truth became flesh, man, Yahuah, Aman you all, Yaman you all, Emmanuel, Yahusha is Yahuah. Plainly, plain as day, plain as this clear sky outside. Clear as the sky is blue and the clouds be white. Huh? Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. Come on now. Come on. Let's go to Zechariah. As another witness. Zechariah now. And chapter number 14. With the verse being number 4. Goes a little something like this. And in that day, his feet shall stand upon the Mount of Olives, which faces Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall be split in two, from east to west, a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall move toward the north, and half of it toward the south. I'm gonna go down a few more verses, right? That was verse 4. Let's go and read part of number 5, verse number 5. Yeah. It says here, and Yahuah, my Elohim, shall come, all the set apart ones, all the set apart ones with you. And in that day it shall be, there is no light, it is dark. And it shall be one day which is known to Yahuah, neither day nor night, but at evening time there shall be light. So he's telling us right there that his feet are going to be planted on solid ground, on a solid foundation. What's a mountain? A mountain is like a solid rock, now isn't it? It sure certainly is. He said his feet gonna stand upon the Mount of Olives. And he has done that in the size, in the shape, in the form, and in the fashion of you know it. You know his name, the name above all, Yahusha HaMashiach. His feet. Now, isn't there a verse? There's a verse in these scriptures as well where it says the clouds are the dust of his feet, huh? Yeah. So if the clouds are the dust of his feet, and his feet stand upon the Mount of Olives, facing the east in Jerusalem, guess who he referring to? You said that right. You guessed it. Yahusha HaMashiach. Yahusha is Yahuah. Most certainly. Most definitely. Let's keep it moving right along to the back of the scriptures, where we will visit Revelation. The chapter is 21. The verse number is number 3. And it states, and I heard a loud voice from the heaven saying, see, the dwelling place of Elohim is with men. The Elohim, Yahuah, himself has said, two are better than one. When 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am in the midst of them. So that means his presence is here, will be here, always and forever. He said he was going to leave a helper behind, the Ruach HaKodesh, which is his set apart Kodesh spirit. Believing in him, as it is written, as he has sent. He said, the one who is sent, the one who sent me. I am in him and he is in me. Isn't that what he said? It's a whole foreshadow and a parallel in John Yahuah chapter 10 and John Yahuah chapter 17. You follow that? Where you can clearly see that is everything he said he is. That Yahusha is going to reign and rule over this Arats everything on the Arats, everything underneath the Arats. He never took credit away from himself. He never gave away his exaltation. He never gave away his esteem. But what he did do was manifest his esteem and his exaltation. And this is what we read all throughout the scriptures. Why you think in Revelation it ends with reference and reverence to Yahusha, the name above all names, the dwelling place of Elohim is with men. So he was with us before the beginning of time, and he's going to be with us at the end of the times. He says he's the beginning and the end, the Aleph and the Tav, the Aleph and the Tav, the first and the last and the first. He's the first and the last and the first, right? So when Yahuah is being spoke about in the first 5 books, over there in the Tanakh, in the Torah, Genesis to Malachi, 33 books, we hear about Yahuah. First 33 books. Then we get to the middle of the scriptures, on to the back. In the other 33 books, we hear of Yahusha. Yahuah. Yahusha is Yahuah. Yahusha's name contains Yahuah's name. You can't have one without the other. You can't segregate them. You can't separate them. You can't pull them apart. You can't split them apart. And there's a lot of people not accepting, especially the camps and the groups. They don't accept Mashiach, Messiah, Yahshua. He said, if you have not the Son, you have not the Father. If you reject me, I shall reject you, is what he said. Yahuah never denied Yahusha, and Yahusha never denied Yahuah, because they're one and the same. Neither time that we read about the name, they never declined or denied or reject one or the other. You never read that. You can't show me in scripture where one of them says that they're not him. They're not he. It is not I. You can't show me in scripture where it says Yahusha, where it says Yahusha is not Yahuah. I'm not. You never see Yahusha saying that he's not. You never hear Yahuah say that he's not. You never hear Yahusha say, I'm not Yahuah. You never hear Yahuah say that I'm not Yahusha. You have not read that, because I have not read that. There's no way you could have read that at all. Only thing that people are going off of is hearsay. Y'all hearing it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. That this is that and that is this and this is the third and the whole 9. You got to get in these scriptures for yourself. It's not just, I'm going to read the Bible in a month, 30 days. Or I'm going to read the Bible in 60 days. It's not one of those things. And furthermore, the Bible isn't all it's cracked up to be, huh? Yeah. So you gotta take your time and really line over line, precept upon precept, and match it up, because he says the same things, because he don't contradict himself. It's not a contradictory. It's not confusion. When you go to one chapter in the prophets, you're probably going to hear a line or a precept that you already previously heard. Same like when you go to the middle of the scriptures, from the beginning to the middle to the end. You can match up 2 to 3 witnesses or more. 2 to 3 or better, for that matter, in that regard. And I haven't even got done with this verse number 3 right here. But Elohim himself, all Yahuah, Almighty, said himself that his dwelling place is among men. And guess who those men were? You can name them in the comments, right there in the chat box. Comment section. Guess who those men were? Yeah. The 12 apostles. Yep. The 12 disciples. Because Yahushua HaMashiach came to make disciples out of us. Came to make disciples out of our sons and daughters. We are sons and daughters. We're children of the Most High Abba. Yahushua HaMashiach came for us to be like children before him. And guess who was the most childlike form ever known to mankind, that we ever did see, that we ever did know? Yahushua HaMashiach. So everything he did, we need to emulate. He's often imitated, never duplicated. But we need to emulate as such. He's the standard bearer. The marker for where we are to reach. Because without him, we're not getting to the Father. Because he is the Son and the Father. Now watch this. Let's continue to read. And we're going to break this down Barney style. All right? It says, see, the dwelling place of Elohim is with men, and he shall dwell with them. And they shall be his people. And Elohim himself shall be with them and be their Elohim. You see that? Now, who are those people? We already established who those men were. And there was flocks by the thousands. 4,000 and 5,000 people that Yahusha dwelled amongst. In droves. They was coming in droves. The crowds, all of that, the whole bit. The whole 9 yards, the whole third. Now, he shall dwell with them, and they shall be his people. Who are his people? You, me, you and I. Yeah. We're those people. And the Elohim has visited with us individually and collectively. You understand? He dined with you, ate with you, drank with you, tucked you in and slept with you, gave you rest, shalom, peace with you, guarded your house, protected your house. Your going in and your coming out. Your to, your from. Your back and your forth. He's got your back and your front. That's our whole support system. Like his legs and his feet are sitting in your living room. That's how omnipresent and omnipotent and omniscient Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach is. When you got delivered and rescued and redeemed and healed, our Savior, our Messiah, Yahusha HaMashiach, came to you. Though some of us didn't physically see him yet, he says, Baruch are they that believe and haven't seen me yet. Highly favored and Baruch are those that haven't seen me but still believe. Now, some of us out there have seen Yahusha in the spiritual ark, in the spiritual realm, with their own eyes, in their sleep, in their dreams, in their visions. Okay? And it's been prophetic for you. So, hearing this message and these other messages that Yahusha has used me to, and utilized me to do and make and record and for other channels and stations and accounts and handles in YouTube land that y'all been watching that are vastly similar and so on and so forth. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one coming at this subject, this topic of discussion. I'm not the only one. There is a great deal more of us. But like I say, social media is so oversaturated and so watered down that people can't find it. They just keep running into the same old message, just worded a different way. Just spoken about and talked about in a different way, different manner. You know, in regards to Yahusha being Yahuah or JESUS being God and vice versa. But I want to take you to this witness. And I'm going to just give you this to show the parallel yet again, once again. And that is a foreshadow. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 26, verse number 11 and 12. Really quick before we get out of here for today. Okay. Right there. Turn the page. It reads, and I shall set my dwelling place in your midst. See that? He's in the deep. He's in the thick of it. He's in the midst. He's in the presence of all of his. Oh, and when you're his, you're gonna know you're here. You're his. You're gonna know. He says, and my being shall not reject you. As I stated before, Ruach HaKodesh is aiding me, assisting me, and leading me. I said that you've never heard Yahusha reject or decline or deny Yahuah, and you never heard Yahuah reject or decline or deny Yahusha. You have to do the math. You have to put it all together. Rightly dividing the truth, the word of truth, you're going to have to count it up. Count it for all it's worth. He is worthy and deserving of being searched for, of being looked for and asked about and sought after. Okay? Look at this. And I shall walk in your midst. There it is again. And shall be your Elohim, and you shall be my people. Now, what happened while Yahusha HaMashiach was down here. He was exactly that. Came down from the throne in a manly way, in a kingly way, in a body, a human body. Took on human form, human flesh, to be a human being like we were. But see, he wasn't conceived like how we were. We were born into sin. Yahusha HaMashiach was born of Ruach. And who is the Ruach? Yahuah. So that means Yahusha is Yahuah. Well, I just want to say Tuda Atah and thank you all for your time and energy, effort, taking a moment out of your day, out of your yom to look at this content that I was tasked with, that I was appointed with and assigned to, and this mission, I'm looking to carry it out. I'm looking to carry it out to the best of my ability, to the best of my capability. And for those of you who have the capacity to, regurgitate and divulge and indulge in truth, truthfully speaking, I can get worked up. I get worked up from time to time. It's just, I'm excited. I get a little emphatic and, ecstatic, and I get a little overjoyed, and overcome, with I've given so much of myself to other things and stuff like that in my life, but the way that Yahusha has given to me, I'm trying to pay that forward. I'm trying to pay that back. And what better way to do that than to sit right here and give you all what he gave to me. This is just a barakah. It's a barakah to sit up here and just be a vessel. Be a vessel. Our temples belong to Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach. So, and this is what we live for. We live to serve and praise Yahuah in our house and homes and wherever it is you stay and reside. So, with that being stated and said, this has been Emmanuel Matif Yahu. I relish in this. This is my happy place. This is my happy space. And those of you who are in it to win it, like I am, just like me, hey, you're doing your due diligence, and you're giving your all each and every yom. I commend you. Right? Right. I commend you for just being astute and being studious. Again, this is not for no clicks. I don't do it for the clicks. I don't do it for the likes and for the, all of the lovey-dovey stuff and the bell icon and the subscriptions and all that. It's a paganism. This site is paganism, but even despite it being paganistic, we gotta do our job. We got a job to do. It's work to be done. Work to be had. And please, don't come back to me, bringing something that another brother or another sister said. Like, I don't get into all of the he say, she say, man. I don't do that. I don't get into the all of that sowing discord and bearing false witness and sowing seeds of doubt and negativity and all those types of concerns. And that I don't get down that kind of way. So please, if you don't mind, keep that down at a bare minimum. Pretty much not at all, because I'm seldomly barely ever gonna respond to anything of that nature. So, but any questions and answers, Yahuah, Yahusha HaMashiach can relay that to you if he so chooses to get me to hand that out and give that out. I will in the inbox or the DM or whatever, or right here on these posts. I do my best. But this is wonderful for me. So it just gives me so much. It feels like how you had that new outfit before you go to school. Before that first day of school, and you want to show it off, and you want to, before you ever got your first piece of, how that feeling was, how your burst of, adrenaline when you got that first sucker or that first piece of candy or those first pair of sneakers or a bicycle, something along those lines. That's what this does for me, and hopefully you all can see Yahusha just oozing out of my pores, oozing out of my, out of my skin and bone. So, but all praise, honor, worship, and esteem, and exaltation be with Yahuah, be unto Yahuah, be towards him, be with him. It belongs to him. And Barak Yahuah forever, Barak Yahuah forevermore, Baruch atah Yahusha HaMashiach. Tudo Rabba Yahuah. For you all and for me myself. And yes, I wanna also state before I end this stream, this live stream. I just want to say Baruch Haba Bashem, right? Baruch Bashem it means favored is the one who comes in the name of Yahuah. Baruch is the one who comes in the name of Yahuah. Or for those of you who need layman's terms, blessed is the one who comes in the name of Yahuah. Is what that stands for in Hebrew, in Hebraic, in our Greek. So if you don't know the language, you're not going to be able to comprehend and understand that. And me, myself, I'm still learning too. So, with all that aside, we're progressing. A slow progression is better than no progression. We got to progress and not regress. And so, just keep trusting the process. Don't skip no steps. We can't cheat our way to the new heaven, new earth, new Jerusalem. We got to do exactly what he said. Keep his words, guard his words, his laws, statutes, and commandments. And love our neighbor as we love ourselves, because love is the greatest of deeds. Huh? Right? Right. And Ahaba Atah to all of the Mishpachah and Kadashim and select few elect saints. All right. Nazarene, Yahudi, Yahudim, native born, and all those grafted in. It's yours truly and sincerely, Emmanuel Matif Yahu, and I'm signing out. Shalom.